What is up, everybody? What is going on? Let's see. Got everything good. What is up, everybody? This is not an 6:30 in the morning show. This is an impromptu show. You know what I mean? I just got off a podcast with Popcorn in Your Beard, and we decided, hey, come over here and kick it with me. So we're gonna kick it with Popcorn in Your Beard, movie reviews. We're just gonna have fun. Let's chat. Let's have fun. Let's do our thing. You know, I already know how I do it. You know what I mean? Um, I do next week. I'm going to introduce a new intro. Start talking a little bit more because Ant-Man and Quantumania is coming up. We got a lot of stuff going on, but you know what I mean? And I got people that's going to be coming into the chat here soon, but you already know how I do it. The real question is, are you ready? All right, so let's get Mika G up in here from Popcorn. And if you guys, is this the first time you ever checked out my channel, I'm having Popcorn in Your Beard in here, so we getting the rest of the guys up in here. But Mika G is from Popcorn in Your Beard, so introduce yourself.
It is your girl Mika G, not only on Popcorn in Your Beard podcast, also on Blues House Live. You can check both of those out. Popcorn in Your Beard is every Tuesday and Thursday, and Blues House Live is every Wednesday.
And if you have not checked out Popcorn in Your Beard, if you've not checked out Blues House, most definitely check out those YouTubers. We got Duke up in the house. This is Popcorn. Now I've announced that we got Popcorn in Your Beard. We're gonna have a late night chat. We're gonna talk. We're gonna kick it. You know what I'm saying? So introduce yourself now, since we on the other channel now.
Hey man, this your boy Duke from Popcorn Your Beer Podcast, aka your favorite fat person.
That is what's up. How many how many people was coming in on from the group? How many are we gonna have then? Because I want to make sure that I'm
I
getting
think it's
the
just
layout
me,
right.
Duke, and Mo.
Yeah,
Okay.
just me.
Okay, because I want to make sure that I got the layout good for us too. You know what I mean? Just kind of mess around with a couple things here. That makes y'all smile, make y'all all right. Mo is coming in. What is up? Let me change this out now. Let me go back. My
Feel like
bad.
we're on CNN.
Right. All right. I can't have you like that, brother, because that's gonna make your head go away. So let me do this.
I mean,
There
you
we
got to go
go.
with that. Yeah.
There we go. We're gonna go with that. Mo is in the house. What's up with it? And you're on mute. Yeah, you still muted.
Are you still using that little microphone?
I think he is. He's
Oh,
sideways
word.
now. Try hitting your unmute button.
Nah,
Nah,
you still
you still got
muted.
you still got yourself muted. There should be three dots over where your head is at. Click those three dots and make your adjustments on your audio and stuff too. And see if I can. Yeah. Once we get him straight away, and if he can hear me, I could always hit you in a private chat too. It's probably sometimes it's the audio on here. You got to adjust your audio before you can get started. So let's see. Let's bring him back into the stream.
Yo.
There we
Yeah.
go. Oh, we up in here now.
Oh, yeah, we good.
We up in here now. King Mo, introduce yourself.
What it do, man? It's the King MOE, 1/5 of the Popcorn and Your Beer podcast, man. Had to pull up on Dre. He came and chopped it up with us on game night. So, I had to pull up and get that same love back. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it. I'm not going to get on my show and say that I was the winner, but I'm just going to say that I'm a winner. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say is I'm a winner.
That's how you feel.
Huh?
Dude, ain't no
That's
more
how you
juice in
feel?
that carton, bro.
Bro, there's a lot of juice in the carton, bro. First of all, brother, I just want to say, brother, it's a possibility that we let you win because you was a guest. We don't like to leave, a bad taste in people's mouths at
I
the Popcorn and
mean,
Beer podcast.
honestly, the first time I was on game night, they let me win too.
Oh, okay. So this is a trend. So you let a guest come on, let them win, and then the next time you go on, you have some ridiculous questions nobody never heard of.
Yeah,
So
and then we also understand that light skinned people sensitive. So.
But and as you previously heard, those ridiculous questions are going to be coming from Mika. So you just prepare yourself for that, sucker.
Oh, I got you. You know what? Next time I come on, I most definitely will be well prepared and well versed into it. And then if you guys are chatting with us on the live, make sure that if you're seeing us on the live, come in and chat. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. You understand? So we can push it to the algorithm. We're just gonna be chopping it up, talking about movies and stuff like that. So make sure hit the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this thing started. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. The first thing I want to ask you guys, since you're a guest on my show, and I appreciate you guys coming in, what started the Popcorn to Your Beard? Make sure you guys are going to Popcorn to Your Beard. I'm gonna make sure to put their link in the description of this video once this video is over. You know what I mean? Go in there, like and share, and subscribe to their channel also, especially if you're watching this on the replay. But how did you guys start with the Popcorn to Your Beard podcast?
It originally started with Rashad, he put a post out there that he was looking to start a podcast, and somebody hit me up about it because I was looking to get in the podcast game, and we kind of just linked up on another podcast Zoom type deal, and then when we started, it was just a pilot. It wasn't on YouTube yet, but when we got on YouTube, everything was fine, everything was good, and I found my boy Mo on TikTok, and his energy on TikTok was ridiculous, and I was like, I wonder would he be interested just coming on the show, because we knew one of the members wasn't Ken wasn't going to be able to make the show, so I was like, you know what, let me hit my boy, Mo up and see what he doing. First day on there, cause he jailed so good, so brought him back a couple more times, and then we was like, hell with that, brother, you're part of the show now. And just kind of like grew from there. And then we had the Miss Mika on there. She was a great fit. So we've been rocking almost a year now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you guys jailed. So tell the audience what type of movies are we talking about? Are we talking about a different type of genre movies? Are we just talking about black cinema? We talking about all cinema? What's the vibe of the actual podcast when it comes to doing these movie reviews?
Oh, brother, we talk about everything. We talk about any and everything. We talk about everything good, bad, and in between. Sometimes the opinions of our fellow podcast members might come as a shock for some things, and there's movies we all agree on that's either good or bad, and then there's other movies where it's like, hey, just shut up real fast, because that was just don't do it. So I mean, you got a taste of it tonight because
we're gonna talk about that.
This whole Harlem Nights situation.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. In this, just on the live, we're just gonna talk about just movies in general, movies we like, different genres. I know Mika G, she's a big horror fanatic. Probably know way more about horror movies than I ever will. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. So we're gonna get in. We're gonna get into that.
Hey, real quick, Dre.
I
got people asking me, what's the name of your YouTube channel, bro?
This is the Dre Mack Show. So all you got to do is go to the Dre Mack Show. Is these people are they trying to get into the actual conversation with us, or
Ken just asked me. He said he's not going to be able to pull up and actually be a part, but he still wants to tune in and be a part of the chat.
Oh yeah,
and I got other people messaging me saying, "Hey, what's the name of the podcast?"
Yeah, the Dre Mack Show on YouTube. The Dre Mack Show.
All right.
But yeah, so okay, let's get into this conversation on the Harlem Nights.
Oh Lord.
Let's get into the conversation on Harlem Nights.
Here we go.
Yeah, what is the beef with Harlem Nights?
Yeah, Duke, what's the beef with Harlem Nights?
What is the beef?
I thought he was talking to Mika.
I thought he was talking to you.
I'm trying to find out what's the beef.
Look, all right.
Let me do this first. Go ahead.
So when I say this, I need you to understand what I'm saying. Okay, listen to hear what I'm saying, and don't listen to respond. Okay, understand what I'm saying. All I'm saying that with the amount of people on this cast, the greatness that this cast had, it wasn't as funny as I thought it should be. I never said it was a bad movie. I didn't say it belonged on Terrible Tuesdays. I didn't say it was trash. I didn't say none of that. I just said it's not that great. It's not that great of a movie. It's cool, but it's not that great. That's all I'm saying.
What ain't great about it?
I just said it. Oh, you know
that ain't enough.
Not for you.
That ain't enough.
That ain't enough.
Listen, all I'm saying, bro, all these people they had on this cast, brother, I should at least peed on myself once. And I didn't.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So you going in there looking at R. Kelly in your pants.
I mean, that's a odd way. But yeah. With all those people in there, heck yeah, you supposed to.
Now, okay, so this is just me though. This is just me. When it comes to Harlem Nights, there is great comedians in it. Absolutely, there's Red Fox and Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Charlie Murphy, Robin Harris. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Who's in this movie? But if you ever notice about that movie, it wasn't trying to be a comedy per se. It's just funny moments that happen in that movie.
So with that being said, I was told that technically comedy is not the first title. The first title is like action drama or something like that. Right?
On Harlem Nights?
Yeah. It's not the first
dramatic comedy. I think that's what it's titled under.
So what I'm saying is with that being said, maybe on purpose they didn't put it as funny as it could be.
It's hilarious to me. I don't know about
it has like my favorite scene is when they shooting at Arsenio Hall, them shooting. Your boy keep coming with a little pea shooter. That's funny, but what I'm saying is it's not. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm saying. I feel like movies like this sometimes could be socially biased. It's like one of those things where, like, when you go against the grain, people look at you weird. Like, think about it, right? If Dr. Umar Johnson come on the podcast and he say, you know what? I've never seen Friday. You gonna turn your head sideways and be like, what?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he too pro-black not to watch Friday.
Exactly. So for a person like myself, a black man, to say, you know what, Harlem Nights wasn't that great, everybody look at me sideways.
But I do respect I will say that I respect your opinion, though. I respect your opinion.
I appreciate that, because on our podcast they don't respect that at all. Cause
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I respect your opinion on Harlem Nights, because it's a dramatic comedy. There's funny elements, but the story is actually like a little on the serious side. You know what I mean? As far as, you know what I mean, and it's a lot of social commentary that's wrapped into that while still trying to be funny. You know what I mean? So there's funny elements. Like, take the premise of life, right? Life is not supposed to be funny, but it's funny moments in it. You know what I mean? That makes it a classic. And I believe the way that I look at film, because I always say that I look at film from an actor's point of view, right? Because I was an actor, did plays, did all of that. So I look at it from an actor's point of view, taking material that should be more controversial or more not stereotypical, but more socially, like social commentary, and bringing humor into that. That's where Life in Harlem Nights, you know what I'm saying, are kind of like 1 and 2 with me. You have this all-star cast of great comedians. Some of them got to play the straight man. Eddie Murphy's really the straight man. No, actually, Richard Pryor's the straight man in Harlem Nights, if you think about it. And then everybody else is and Eddie Murphy, and everybody else is kind of playing off of that. You know what I mean? I think that's what makes it funny, because you wasn't expecting like them to be funny like that. You know what I mean? Or to have those comedic moments when they're trying to be the straight man. I guess if you see what I'm saying.
I Googled it just now for the record. It's listed as a crime comedy.
It technically is.
It says comedy / crime.
It kind of is. It could. I mean, they are, you know, running a after hour spot with crime, you know, and they're trying to get shut down. And I think that in the Italian mob is trying to shut them down. I think that's a great premise. What do you do? How did these characters interact? And that's why I think I look at it not as like ha funny, but you take that, like I said, you take that cast and then you bring, it's funny, but it's not. It's like I agree with you. It's not like, oh my God, I'm peeing in my pants, but it's so uniquely crafted. That's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I've always said it was a good movie. I just felt like it wasn't. It's not like what everybody says it is.
Okay, so what's the funniest movie that you ever watched that you just like? I just bar none, it's hilarious.
I mean, Life is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But I just watched this movie with Eddie Murphy, You People.
Is that good?
Brother, listen, I didn't even finish it, and I was about to pee on myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was about to pee on myself a little bit, just a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a smidge. Also, too, but I'm also the type of person, bro. I could take a bad movie, it would turn into a comedy to me. I'm the type of person. Everything I can turn everything into comedy, like you know what I'm saying. But
Mika, hold on, wait a minute. Mika, what's your excuse? Because you said that it's terrible.
I didn't say it was terrible. I just said the same. I'm along the same lines as Duke. Like, it's for them to have this star-studded cast of comedians in this movie. Like, it just didn't give what I thought it was gonna give. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expected to laugh more than the couple of scenes that you laugh at or whatever. But like, I mean, if I tell people that I didn't like Harlem Nights, like just like Duke said, like, I'm gonna get my black card taken.
Yeah, you cannot say that at a family reunion.
You sure?
Right, like they're like, people are gonna look at me sideways because I don't like Harlem Nights. Like, if Harlem Nights comes on TV, I'm probably not gonna watch it. I mean, even though I do own the movie on DVD, it ain't one of the movies like, you know what? Let's watch Harlem Nights. It's just like one of those things. Like, if my mama watching Harlem Nights, then I'm gonna watch Harlem Nights.
Let me ask you a question. If you will. So check this out, right? So take somebody who their bread and butter is comedy, right? Like take Adam Sandler, for instance. Adam Sandler's bread and butter is comedy. That's what he's good at, making people laugh. But then he does a movie like Click, where it's not him being funny. It's a movie with more of a message, like to appreciate the moment and what you have and stuff like that. So was Click not a good movie because it wasn't funny?
That's a good question.
I didn't like Click
question.
Or you take a movie, you take somebody like Jim Carrey. His whole career is comedy, making people laugh, being the funny guy. And then he does a movie, what is it, number 23?
Number 23.
Hey, number 23 is amazing.
Because he takes a step outside the box and does something that people don't love him for doing, does that mean that was a bad movie because he's not doing what we love him for?
No, so but the difference between the two movies is that the number 23 was a different genre of movie. It didn't say comedy thriller on there. It said thriller on there. So you're even though you saw Jim Carrey in this movie, you knew that you wasn't getting funny Jim Carrey in this movie. Like, Harlem Nights is labeled as a comedy crime movie. So, like, for the couple of scenes that they do have in there, yes, there are some funny scenes in there, but like, for me, I just expected more. And again, it's not the fact that I hate this movie. I don't hate this movie. It's just not my first choice of movie to watch, because I'm like, okay, yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm on the same lines for watching Life. Like, everybody was like, oh, Life this, Life that, Life that. And I'm like, I watched it and I was like, I don't see what y'all see. Like, I probably seen Life
twice. The glasses are dirty, and you shouldn't watch movies with dirty glasses. That's your problem.
And you wait for somebody to get stabbed. Let's be real.
You wait for the boogeyman to come out the closet or something.
Tell them about the gun line, boss.
This here gun line. See, this is okay. So this is the way that I look at comedy, because sometimes the more serious things be the most funniest. You know what I mean? I don't have the clip up here, but there is, like, I'm trying to think of a movie. 48 Hours is considered a comedy, right? It's considered a action comedy, right? But there's not, every single scene is not ha funny. There is just enough funny to balance it out to make it good. Deadpool is one of the funniest movies that I've ever watched, but it's not considered a comedy. Like, it's comedy, but it's like a comic book action comedy movie, but it's deep elements, but it's still funny. You know what I mean? So I think it just depends on like what do you see? Like if you're going in and you're looking for like comedy, like slapstick, like Malibu Most Wanted, slapstick. That's a horrible movie. Yeah, say what? CB4 or what's another one that's just slapstick stupid? Step Brothers. You know what I mean? Like Step Brothers is funny, it's super funny, but there's it's elements of that. It's like this is completely kind of stupid too. You know what I mean? But it just depends on where you at on that.
Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite is hilarious though.
I love Napoleon. I love Napoleon. I ain't gonna lie.
Dirty Glasses.
Was it the greatest movie ever?
Never
No,
seen
it was trash, but I love it.
What's up? WT Funk is up in here. What's going on, brother? So I feel the same way about The Color Purple. Like, okay, you gotta explain Funk but it's you gotta explain that though, Funk, in the comment section. But so it really just really depends. It's like, is it slapstick funny? Is it like serious commentary that makes it funny? Like you said, Click. I think Click is really underrated. You know what I'm saying? Mom and Dad Saved the World is hilarious, but it's stupid at the same time. You know what I mean? Y'all know what that movie is? Mom and Dad Saved the World?
I never heard of that.
No.
Okay.
Can't say that I do.
Okay, I'll be by myself on that one. I'll be by myself on that one.
Shout out to Rampage in the background though.
Yeah, I had to do. Remember, we was on the show, and I did it on the show. I have to make sure that Rampage is on. That's on because somebody said, "Who was that? You that said?" Moda said that was your favorite game growing up. But I had to make sure.
No, it wasn't my favorite, but I'm old enough
to remember
I
Rampage.
did play that game growing up.
Yes, going in the arcade, playing Rampage, and figuring out that I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, Rampage is a classic.
That point.
Okay, so let me ask y'all. As far as 2023, what movies are you most anticipating this year, or you already seen this year?
Dude,
Hey,
mute your microphone, brother. Mute your microphone right now, because I already know what you're about to say.
I'm about to say it. I can't wait to see Cocaine Bear.
Just sat up here and
what movie is this?
Brother, I'm ready
Cocaine
for this. Brother, they got a movie. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Brother, they got a movie coming out called Cocaine Bear that's based on a true story. Basically, what happens is a cartel helicopter drop a whole bunch of cocaine in the forest, right? And the bear,
are you serious?
The bear comes across these kilos of cocaine, right? And get super high, and then come across these hikers. Now the Cocaine Bear is coked up and trying to kill / coke dance, coke dance with the bear. Brother, I can't wait.
Hold up. I gotta find this. I know there's got to be a trailer to this.
Wait, you haven't seen Cocaine Bear?
I have no
and that's a good
idea what is going on right now. So
there is it's gonna be the shit.
I gotta see.
Oh, it's gonna be in 3D. Oh my!
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get to what did Funk say? Hold on. What do you say? What movie is a red flag to you if women likes, or same for the man, for the sister? We're gonna answer that question. I'm going to look for Cocaine Bear.
Release date is February 24th.
If this is real, okay.
Cocaine Bear's release date is February 24th.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Okay,
it's a real thing.
So go ahead and answer the question. What movie is a red flag to you if a woman likes, or same for a man, for the sister?
Oh man.
Red flag.
If you like Stepmother, if you like PPP Loan, if you like Somebody
I
Help
would say
Me,
any Tubi movie. God dang.
Oh yeah,
yo, this is for real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold up, wait a minute. Let me go ahead. Hold on.
Hey,
Hold on.
Roll this trailer, y'all.
Yo, we gonna roll this beautiful bean footage here. What is going on with this? With this, we're gonna roll this beautiful bean footage.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, this is for real.
Absolutely.
Cocaine Bear. Hold
How
up.
this is based on a real story?
Hey.
Yes,
no
it's
idea.
based on a true story.
Okay, I'm going to play the trailer.
Let me
I'm gonna-
close my door so I don't get no
Hold up.
background noise.
Hold on, wait a minute. Is Ice Cube's son in this?
Yes.
Yes.
Lord,
But this is a good production. This ain't no. This is a production, guys. Like they spent money on this.
Yo, hold up. Let's. I'm going to pull this up. Just fair use. I gotta say that fair use. Hold on. I want. Let's. Wait. All right. Y'all ready? We. This is the first
Let's
time.
do it.
This is the first time I'm watching this.
I'm
Y'all.
excited. I'm
Anybody
excited.
that's-
Reaction video.
Anybody that's watching this live, or if you're watching this on the replay, this is the first time I'm seeing this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the banner just because I don't want to cover everybody's face real quick. I'm gonna just hide the banner real quick. We are watching Cocaine Bear, the official trailer. They're watching it with me. Let's go. Let's do it.
Medic!
Oh, Jesus. What is that?
That's Buddy from TikTok, ain't it?
Yes.
Hold on, wait a minute. What's up with dude's eyes?
Hey, is that Buddy from TikTok?
Yes, that's Buddy from TikTok.
yo, I just want to see his whole face. Got me dying.
Like, can you just go check in the back? Can you just accept the fact that we don't have it?
Beth, we should go.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars.
Dude, hold up. Y'all not gonna hold up. Wait a minute. This CGI bear. We not gonna talk about this CGI bear real quick. Hold up. Yo. Did the team from Marvel do this CGI bear? The ones that wasn't getting paid, they was getting Lunchables.
Very
That's a coke dance, by the way. That is the coke dance.
Hey, he like the black brother. They look the black brother of the Coca-Cola bear. He do. He a little slim in the face, cuz.
He is. Oh snap! Let me keep going.
It gets better.
No, stop lying.
Yes, it do. Yes, it
Shut up,
do.
Mo.
Stop
It
lying.
gets
The
better.
cap on this app. Don't do that.
Let's do it. Let's continue.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out.
Hold on, wait a minute. It did 2 white kids find the cocaine. I gotta watch this now. I gotta go. I gotta see this.
Exactly.
I gotta see now.
The most anticipated movie of 2023.
Now, this is comedy. This is because I guarantee you they wasn't trying to make this funny, but this is comedy. This is comedy right here.
Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost. I need you to go and get it.
That bear was like,
No, don't eat that. Don't eat that.
Bro, do you hear that ridiculous music?
I mean,
Okay,
it
so
took place like I think like the 80s, 90s, early 90s. I forgot when it actually happened, but this shit was real, yo.
yo, for one, hold up. It's my hold up. I gotta shout out my son because my son is in the chat. What's up, Davion? What is up, son? Yes, we watching Cocaine Bear.
And there's a for sure right on.
It's for sure. Hold up. For one, for Ice Cube's son, because his name is O'Shea too, right?
Mhm.
So for O'Shea to not have a curl in 1985 in this movie is a travesty for one. For two, why are they that close to this bear? and why is he eating cocaine? That's three questions that I need answered after
So you
this
got, so,
movie.
so that means you got to watch it.
I gotta watch it.
You have to
I
watch it. You
I
gotta
have-
go now.
I
you
gotta
have to
go
watch
now. It's I want to know why he doesn't have why he doesn't have a Jerry curl. For one, that's the only was one of the main questions. Why doesn't he not have a Jerry curl? Because he should have one. It's 1985.
Let's see what kind of effect that has on.
The bear. It fucking did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
You know how high out your mind you gotta be to even come up with this concept.
That's the thing. They didn't even come up with it. Like, because this happened in real life.
This happened for real. I keep thinking this is a cocaine addict who wrote a story about it. What he think happened while he was on cocaine with a bear. But this is based or inspired on true events. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Is this coming to the movies?
Yes. It's gonna be on 3. It's gonna be in 3D, bro.
In 3D.
I got it. I got to check my local listings to see where this is played at. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the trailer. I know I'm trying to mute it when it's the music. So
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was far.
Hey.
Lord have mercy. I gotta find out who wrote this. I'm gonna keep it going.
That's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can.
Yes, they can.
Especially when on coke.
Oh shit! Get higher, baby.
We got up
It
that
kind
tree,
of seems
boy.
like the thing that stays with us.
Boy, he got up that tree. God.
Man.
Bears can climb trees very fast.
Yes.
Especially when you on cocaine.
And for the record, Dre, this movie was directed by Elizabeth Banks, whoever that is.
I need to find out who wrote it. That's where I'm about to find out who wrote this, because this is classic. This is classic.
This must have been one of Ray Liotta's last movies.
You said this was who?
This must have been one of Ray Liotta's last movies.
Gotta be. Because I forgot he passed away last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this gotta be one of your last movie is Cocaine Bear. Lord.
Apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of its mind. Oh man, you fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear?
Baby.
Shoot it, man.
Baby.
Speed up.
Get higher, baby. And don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
Not get in line is the tagline. Yo.
Cocaine dance. Hey.
I have officially seen it all now. I'm glad you said something about this movie. Cause yo.
You asked and I told.
Yo.
God bless.
I am in total disbelief of what I just saw.
Believe it.
That bear did a too fast, too furious jump into the back of that ambulance.
If somebody edit this video when the bear jumps and plays Sometimes I Dream.
Right, Mike.
I believe I can fly.
Oh my
I can't stand y'all.
God.
I can't stand y'all.
Oh my God. Cocaine Bear.
Perfect.
Hold up. I gotta see who wrote this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that's literally the funniest thing I've saw this year. That's hilarious. Who is the writer? I'm looking for the writer. But yo, they said it's inspired on a true story by the cocaine bear, an American black bear that ingested a duffel bag full of cocaine.
70 pounds of it.
How are you not dead?
You're right. That's what I'm.
Oh Lord.
Written by Jimmy Warden, he's not even. And this is on Wikipedia. He's not even highlighted. So, yep. And Ray Liotta in one of his final performances before his death. Now they got the one black dude in the movie, and in all of his movies he had to say one line. This is a question for y'all. The one black dude, can't think of his name.
Idris Elba.
No.
That's in this movie. What is his name?
He'll say he.
Is it Isaiah Whitlock? From The Wire. The guy from The Wire. I think it is Isaiah Whitlock. But he has to say one.
It is Isaiah Whitlock.
Yeah, he has to say one word. It is kind of like with Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson has to say his one word in a movie. What is Isaiah's one word in every movie he's in?
You gotta hold it. You gotta hold it though.
You think I'm gonna go get a cocaine bear? Nah, he probably said, "Man, let's see what that bear looks like high." Shit, I don't want to see him high.
That is not a good idea.
That is not a good idea.
The fact that this thing had a whole duffel bag and lived is beyond me.
70 pounds worth of cocaine.
I never thought that I would do a trailer for a barrel of cocaine. I never thought that.
I can't believe you did. I can't believe you did.
Welcome to the world of entertainment, brother.
Right. Just think of being a movie reviewer or a movie critic, and this is the movie that you have to go see. Woo.
Hey,
where's this front team? I'm going back and read the comments. Where's this front team? Cocaine. This movie needs a watch party. Yeah,
agreed.
I do agree. The tagline was perfect. Get in line. That is a perfect tagline for this movie. But I feel like this needs to be a watch party. You need to get your buddies together, your friends, and go watch this movie. I'm not saying be high while doing it, but I guarantee you it'll help.
We should do it for our meet and greet.
Yeah. I'm staying in the hotel.
Ciao together.
I'm saying seriously, this is one of the movies that I would probably do a watch party for, because this looks it can't be bad. This can't be bad. It's too great of a premise. A bear ingests cocaine. What does he do while he's high on cocaine?
Tell me when you hear this, like when you hear this, you're so curious. You gotta think. You gotta think, right? You gotta think. It's a bear, first of all. That's already out of this world. It's a bear. But then you turn a regular bear into a cokehead bear. That's Superman into a bear's body. This bear could leap a building in a single bound. It's like,
no, why does your face look like that?
Hold on. I'm gonna check something. Because for one, that's not your average bear. This is literally Yogi. What Yogi would really be like looking for picnic baskets. So I'm going to look at for the average speed of a bear. A brown bear can run 35 miles per hour.
Add 22 to that on cocaine.
Now he's on cocaine. He's literally doing 50.
At about
55. 55 miles an hour. That is a cutlass. That's the highest speed of a 1987 cutlass. Just think of a cutlass chasing you.
And you know what's crazy part about it is? He's hungry, but he ain't gonna eat nothing.
Well, in the trailer, he was eating the people.
Nah, he ripped them apart and he was smelling them. He ain't eat that.
Yeah, he didn't. Well, it looked like he ate a part of Ice Cube Jr.'s hand, though. Looked like he had a little hand sandwich.
It took his appetite messed up. I don't know that. Don't ask me that. But his appetite is kind of messed
I'm still
up.
gonna see this movie.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna see it.
I'm definitely gonna see it.
Y'all watch it for me because
this is the movie because Ant-Man and the Quantumanium is coming out on the 17th. This is literally a week after that. So they were smart not to put it on the same week as Ant-Man and Quantumanium. So I give I think this is Universal. I give them credit on that. Because you're gonna need your own weekend to see Cocaine Bear. You have your own weekend.
My only advice is don't do cocaine to see this movie. Like, don't be that person. Be like, you know what? When in Rome, do what Romans do. No, don't do that. It's just a movie. Don't do drugs.
we are not promoting the consumption of drug use on the Dre Max Show. That is not what we're doing.
No. I want everybody to know on the Dre Max Show, we do not advertise or advocate any drug use. Even I got a song for it. Said, some kids don't do drugs. But
say no.
Just like Gangsta-licious. I got kids. What was his line? Kids, that ain't the way. Because Cocaine Bear is not the way. But I would say go watch this movie because I wasn't expecting that. And now I gotta watch it. I have to watch it.
Simo, he gotta watch it.
I gotta watch. You know what? Thank you, Duke, for the anticipation.
You welcome,
not you, Hitchcock. Everybody with the side view.
He put it in the chat.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
I gotta make sure to full screen this one because that's hilarious. All right. Okay, Mika, what is your most expected?
My most expected movie, well, besides Cocaine Bear, because Duke just had to take my movie. Whatever these, okay. All right. It's a tie between The Exorcist and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I forgot Guardians is coming out this year. I almost forgot about that.
The bootleg already out.
It was funny. I remember having the bootleg version of X-Men Origins Wolverine, and the bootleg was better than the real movie.
The bootleg is already out. It's Guardians of the Samsung Galaxy.
You know what? I can't stand you. Like,
I know you can't. I know it.
I can't stand you.
I know this.
Just rain on my whole parade, okay?
Look, you had Cocaine Bear. All right.
Look, I was gonna say Cocaine Bear, but Duke said it first, so I had to go with my backups, which is always a horror movie, and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So, Mo, what is your most? What are you looking forward to this year as far as movie wise?
He gonna say Fast 10.
Negative. No, ma'am.
Because you like Fast 9 in space.
No. You know what? It don't come out until like the end of the year. But I'm looking forward to Aquaman.
Aquaman? Okay, you guys explain. What you looking forward to Aquaman?
I mean, it's a dope movie in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, he, out of all the superheroes that are available at this current moment in time, he just happened to be one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? I think Jason Momoa is a dope dude. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, He can swim real good too.
Bruh.
You know, the only thing that made me mad about the Snyder cut is that he did all that slow motion walking. He was supposed to be about to sea, and then tossed his whiskey bottle on the beach, broke the bottle. Come on now, Aquaman. We don't litter on the beach. Come on now. If you ever been to Long Beach, you will understand what I'm talking about.
You ain't supposed to have glass on the beach, no way.
None. Facts. So,
but that's neither here nor there.
That's neither here or there.
I just really like Aquaman, so I'm looking forward to the next one.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. And I know Mika, because she's on Blue's House, she's probably heard this a million times. What y'all think about recast T'Challa? Go ahead. Go ahead, Mika, first.
Oh, Rashad, you gonna be mad you went to sleep on this one.
Mika,
brother. Yeah.
Mika, what do you think about recast T'Challa? What are your thoughts? You know I'm gonna screenshot all of this and then upload it on TikTok. But what is your thoughts on recast T'Challa?
Oh, you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So at first I wasn't on board with it, but as I learned more about, Marvel and all this other stuff, then I got on board with it. So I was like, I'm here for it. Like, I was like, yo, like we as black creators, we are so quick to kill off characters when and no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, he did his thing as Black Panther. But I mean, if we want to continue the what's it called, the portrayal of this character and have black, or representation of this black character, I think they should have brought in another actor to play T'Challa.
All right, I'm posing this question to you, Duke. Duke, what do you think about, with the Mahomes glasses on, what do you think about recast T'Challa?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Brother, I'm on a really big fence right now. I'm the kind of person I always look at the glasses, always have full. Sometimes I look at it as maybe they felt like there was no comparison, but at the same time, like most people are saying about the recasting, it's a million Batmans, it's a million Supermans. It could be another T'Challa. I think another thing that probably happened was they just got lazy with the writing, or they didn't want to go to the point where they had to explain. Well, I don't know what you had to explain, but like maybe they felt like they would have to write a certain type of deal in the movie for it to come out. But I am more on the side of killing him off. I didn't like it. I'd rather for them to do something like Fast and Furious did, if anything. You know, how they just didn't kill him off, but it just made it seem like he went away. So I've been okay if he would have gave the so-called powers or abilities to his sister instead of her doing it how he did it. And yeah. It has nothing to do with, the person being a female either. I was seeing that a lot. They're like, oh, it's a woman who didn't know how to fight, but now she know how to fight. It has nothing to do with that. I feel like Black Panther is one of the only things that we really had to ourselves, really. And when you kill off the character like that, it makes it hard for you to keep going, because now you're going to get to a point where you say, okay, you killed all this character, but now you have to keep this character going. Mm-hmm. So if they make another one, she's going to be the Black Panther again. And I don't think that's not going to go over well with a lot of people. So
that's actually really good. That was actually really good. I actually like your thought process. King Mo, what you think?
So I'm gonna piggyback off what Duke said and say this. When it comes to characters like Batman, all the way back to Adam West, there has always been a Batman replacement. when Christopher Reeve ended up in the wheelchair, they didn't kill Superman. They came up with a new Superman. When you look at characters like James Bond, there's always been a new James Bond. Yeah. I could go down a laundry list of characters, whether they are in the Marvel universe, whether they are just, it don't matter. Like characters, when the person who plays the character in real life dies, they don't get rid of the character. But you take the Black Panther and you want to bury the Black Panther with Chadwick Boseman, and y'all don't give him the same respect that y'all give everybody else. And for the Black Panther to be the one that was for us, that we got, and you're just so quick to get rid of them versus looking for an alternative solution, which to me is disrespectful. So I just like it was just too easy for them to get rid of the Black Panther without really taking the time to sit down at that round table and exercise what kind of options were even possible. You know what I'm saying? They were just like, oh, Chad's gone. And then they try to make it seem like it was the respectful thing to do by saying, well, Chadwick did such an amazing job that's going to be a hard act to follow, so let's just get rid of the Black Panther. I don't like that.
And not to mention, they also killed him off the way he really died. I didn't like that part. I didn't like that part. I'd rather for him to die in battle or something, not die from an illness like he really did.
So now his family has to relive that through the movie because he couldn't have died an honorable death. You're reminding his friends, his family, his mother, father, sister, brother, whoever, on screen for people to pay money to see that he died tragically the same way he did in real life. That's PTSD.
Pretty much.
Because I remember going to go watching it and just piggybacking off of what you guys, because we're going to talk about the film itself. Since we're kind of talking about it, that's why I wanted to lead up to talking about the film itself. Like literally, the first time I watched it, because I watched it when it came out, so I could do a review on it, and then I watched it again. And the first time I watched it, the first 30 minutes, I couldn't stop crying, like literally crying, because first of all, they killed this man. The character. It's not even about the character. We're reliving Chadwick's death. You know what I mean? And I'm watching it like you didn't have to do that. And the reason why they didn't have to do that, William Hurt just passed. William Hurt passed. They're getting ready to do a Thunderbolts movie. The girl who plays Cassie Lang in Ant-Man got recast twice. You know what I mean? You had the first little girl, and then you had the other girl from Endgame, and then they recast her and put the girl from Detective Pikachu in there. You know what I'm saying? She got recast. Rick and Morty. The guy is on the one guy, Justin Roiland. Horrendous allegations. They're literally looking for voice actors to play Rick and Morty and the other characters that this guy did on the show. So when people say, oh, y'all just mad because a woman is not, nope, because I'm a Black Panther fan, so I already know who was the Black Panther and why the Black Panther character was created, because I collect those comics. Number two, we don't say this about white actors, because the guy who the original Dumbledore died, they didn't say, well, let's kill off Dumbledore for, he died in his sleep, so let's let Dumbledore die in his sleep. They didn't do that. Paul Walker, there was not a scene in Fast and the Furious where he crashed into a tree and burnt up, and that's the way the character died. Because if that would have happened, it would have been a riot. You know what I mean? But when we see our character that was created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee for us, we like, oh well, we associate the character and the actor, and that's ridiculous.
So let me ask you, because I don't mean to cut you off, but I did mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You did.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And this is not me like trying to be on anybody's side, but let's just say, for instance, they say Iron Man is not done. They're gonna recast Iron Man, let's just say he didn't die in Endgame or whatever, and they're gonna just do another Iron Man with a different person. Are you eager to see that Iron Man movie?
I don't mind, especially I'm from a fan of the character, because that's the way I look at it. I give you a prime example, Thunderbolt Ross, right? So William Hurt has been playing Thunderbolt Ross. Actually, he's a recast because the Hulk in the Incredible Hulk, that's a sequel to the original Hulk film with Eric Bana. They recast Eric Bana with what's his face from the Incredible Hulk. I can't think of his name offhand. They recast him. They recast William Hurt because Sam Elliott was Thunderbolt Ross. And they had William Hurt from 2008 all the way up into 2022. When they announced that Harrison Ford was going to now be Thunderbolt Ross, the intrigue for the movie went up. It still went up. You know what I mean? So you could have got, I mean, there's so many more talented actors. And that's what I want Black people to really understand with the recast. Chadwick Boseman wasn't just the only talented Black actor in Hollywood. And that's the way they try to make it. Like, Chadwick Boseman was just so great and so charismatic, and he can walk on water, and he was with Jesus when he gave him 2 fish and 5 loaves or whatever it was, and he fed them all. They try to make him like that. And I'm like, dude, there's other talented Black actors out there, some of them that haven't even got their opportunity to be in major movies yet. You know what I mean? So why won't you pull from the pool of talent to have this character go? And, let us decide, you know what I'm saying, how we like the film, but to not only kill him, but to also kill his mother in the movie. Angela Bassett was amazing in the movie. And then you kill her and she's flat on her face in a pool of water in the movie. And be like, okay, continue with the movie. Now I'm crying some more. Like, what are you doing, movie? Like, that's the thing that I'm talking about as far as that. And with a multiverse and all these particular type of variants you can go, we just had a variant of 3 Spider-Mans, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland. Nobody complained about any of those actors taking over for, Andrew Garfield. But then people liked Andrew Garfield. Then they was like, who's this Tom Holland kid? And then Tom Holland he brought his version of Spider-Man. Now everybody like all 3. So when people say, oh, well, what do you think about this actor and that actor? Let time progress. And we'll eventually, after Christopher Reeves, it was Dean Cain. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but they had the Lois and Clark show on ABC, and it was a very highly rated show. And nobody said, oh, man, Dean Cain ain't Christopher Reeves. What is he doing? And then after Dean came, it was Tom Wellington in the Smallville. And people love Smallville. So, man, you gotta continue to let these characters flourish with an actor and have and let's fall in love with that actor. That's the only thing I'll say on that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh no, you good. Go ahead.
Real quick, I just want to say, I still haven't seen Wakanda Forever.
Oh, Tim is in the house. What's up, Tim? You still haven't seen Wakanda? You still haven't?
I still haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it.
It'll be on Disney Plus in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Matter of fact, Tim, if you can hear me, if you want to jump in on the live stream, if you go up in the comment section, the link is in the live stream, because I would love to have you on this panel too, just talking movies and stuff. If you don't know who Tim Talk is, it's on here. He's a cosplayer, man. The dude looks just like Kylo Ren. Not even joking. Looks just like Kylo Ren. He has a YouTube
channel.
Shout out
to Tim. What's up, Tim?
Tim is an amazing guy. Was on a panel with him and Chillmonger and a lot of other Black YouTubers. So, and other YouTubers. So, if you want to get on, man, most definitely hop in. You're invited, man. Hop in the stream. But yeah, I would say just wait for it on Disney Plus, because it will be out at next Wednesday. So check it out. I would say this: if the movie wasn't called Black Panther: Wakanda Forever and it was a whole nother name, I would like it. But because it's a Black Panther story, nah, I can't dig it. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't do it. As a Black Panther story is garbage pail juice. As a movie itself, cinematography, CGI, You know what I'm saying? Inspirations, all of that. Not a bad movie. And that's
And I'll
all I'm
let you
saying.
know
on that.
right now, if Rashad was up here with us, he practically feels the same way you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably more passion, brother.
Very
you
more
want me to
passionate.
get, brother. You want me to get a chance to talk, brother. You know, just
Right.
that. Yeah, Rashad. Hey. But my question is, I ask a lot of people this, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you could, in a short time frame, of course, not like super detailed, but if you could redo it, what would you do? How would you done it?
Okay, so what I would have done in Wakanda Forever is number one, it would have took place during the blip, right? And I'm gonna give you my blip theory. This is something that this is me and E-Man share the same type of blip theory because he said it. I said it and it was like, man, you should do it during the blip. And if you don't know who E-Man is, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Review is the one who started the petition of recast T'Challa out of Chicago. So shout out to him. But I said, why didn't they just do it during the blip? That way, he was already dusted, so you could do the funeral, quote unquote. You can have Shuri still there. She can still be Black Panther because technically in the comics, because when everybody said, "Oh, she was Black Panther in the comics," I was like, "Well, when, how, and where?" They can't answer that. So let me tell you, in the comics, Black Panther T'Challa was in limbo. He was in a comatose state, got the brakes beat off of him by Doctor Doom. Amazing story. But he was in limbo. He wasn't, dead or not necessarily dead, but he was in a comatose state. So Storm had to go in and get him out of the limbo state to bring him back in the land of the living. That's why you have the King of the Dead storyline. Number two is that during that particular time, she went to Boss to say, "Hey, my brother's in trouble. I gotta save Wakanda. I'm asking you to grant me your blessing so I could become Black Panther." And Boss rejects her. That would have been an excellent way to segue into her feeling the way she did about Boss and the spirituality that was talked about in Wakanda Forever, because she did believe. Well, we would have seen her ask, "Please." I mean, they kind of did it in a story, but like, "Please save my brother." But no, her trying to become Black Panther because her brother is dusted and she needs help, and half of the population is gone anyway. So I need to be able to save Wakanda from these foreign invaders, which is the United States or the UN trying to get vibranium while they're at their weakest state. Perfect segue. You could have had Black Panther come back because he did come back for Endgame. You recast in the third movie. By that time, just like how Terrence Howard got recast by Don Cheadle, you ain't even paying attention that a dark-skinned dude coming in and talking in front of the United States Council, just like you didn't have a problem with Don Cheadle walking in. You know what I mean? We already know what happened.
Think about that.
Yeah,
that was stupid to me. That was stupid.
You see what I mean? You still honor Chadwick because you still could have had the funeral and all of that, but he's dusted. You know what I mean? You still have the funeral. You still have all of that. You can still have the Riri Williams story. You can still have all of that, but do it during the blip. Do it during the blip. Just like how they did Ant-Man. They thought Ant-Man got dusted, but he was in the quantum realm. Just have Shuri. Oh, we thought she was dusted. No, she was in Wakanda. You know what I mean? She didn't get dusted because we didn't see it on film. So you don't have a plot hole in the movie. And you let her still be Black Panther. Let her do her thing. That way, you have T'Challa Black Panther and Shuri Black Panther. You can elevate both of them instead of taking one and replacing it with another one. So say, "Hey, we're giving you a Black Panther. Here you go." Well, you're killing off of the character. The story of the Black Panther is about T'Challa. Shuri didn't come in until 2005 during Reginald Hudlin's run. You know what I'm saying? On the second, it was Black Panther #2 in Reginald Hudlin's run. So she's not even a legacy character. She's technically a newer character. And she doesn't even have the powers of the Black Panther anymore. She's like a shaman goddess now. So you could do so much with that character. We still like Letitia Wright. She could have been greater in the character she is in the comics than try to force her to be Black Panther because you didn't want to recast Chadwick Boseman. And I'm going to give you a fun fact. And I did this on my channel, and you could go back and watch it. Before Chadwick died at the beginning of 2020, he asked for more money to renegotiate his contract with Disney and Marvel. Bob Chapek at the time was running Disney Marvel. The problem was he didn't want to pay Chadwick, and they were going through a dispute. they were going to try to get rid of Chadwick Boseman anyway. So for them
Mm-hmm.
to say that they were honoring him is a bunch of bull crap. I even said on the show that was a public L word. I don't want to say it because I don't want to, have. But if you know what a public L word is, while folks used to look up eating chicken while folks was dangling, then you already know what I'm saying. They killed him on purpose. The reason why is because they didn't want people to say, when you look at that character now and somebody tried to go replace him, oh, I know you made $1.3 billion, but don't come ask us for no more money. That was Bob Chapek. And Kevin had to listen to Bob Chapek, so Kevin is like, I said, my hands are tied. Ryan, what you and Nate Moore gonna do? He don't want this. He didn't want to pay him anyway. We was gonna replace him. Hey, and on top of that, Chadwick didn't disclose his diagnosis to Bob Chapek or Kevin Feige or anybody at Disney Marvel. So that made it even worse. Not only are you asking me for more money, you didn't even tell us you were dying of cancer. Think about it for a second. Or you think you're really honoring this person by killing off a character? No, you're showing a public display of your dominance. And that's exactly what happened to T'Challa and Chadwick. That is my theory, and I'm sticking with it.
Hey, bro. Good theory.
That's solid though.
Yeah, and I pulled the story. It was from April of 2020 when they were you remember Chadwick died in November, right? So in April of 2020, this article comes out talking about how Chadwick was in contract disputes with Marvel and everything. They was going to introduce Nate Moore. They were going to introduce Shuri, Black Panther. They were going to do all of that before he even passed away. It is in the article, and I did a video on the article. So yeah,
let's go look that up.
So yeah, if you go back to my channel, go back on the listen of my channel. I actually talk about. I think it's a theory, like the reason why they froze and fridge. The reason why they fridge T'Challa in the MCU. And fridging is a word we use in comics, where you kill off a character to motivate the character. He's part of the character's motivation to be able to overcome whatever obstacle. And that comes from a Green Lantern comic where they literally killed this man's girlfriend. I think it's Hal Jordan's girlfriend, and stuffed her in the fridge. They stuffed her in the fridge. He finds her, freaks out. That was his motivation to go hunt down the people who did it. Yeah.
Kind of like boy John Wick and that dog.
Yep, thank you. John Wick. That's frigid.
By the way, John Wick 3 was the bomb, y'all. Just wanted to throw that out.
I haven't seen John Wick 3. Don't do it. Don't you do it.
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen.
I watched it it's on HBO Max.
I have the John Wick collection. I just haven't seen 3.
Do he get beat up a lot in this one too? Because he always getting beat up.
Yeah.
Yes,
he always get beat up. I'm so sick of him getting beat up.
Get beat up a lot in this.
Stop getting beat up. Stop getting beat up.
How is he getting beat up, Mika?
So basically in this one, he's been excommunicado. I think that's what they call it. So like basically he can receive no services from anybody. There's a hit out on him. So like it's like for millions of dollars. So everybody is trying to kill this man in this one. So yeah, it's good. But he does end up receiving help for like some people because he has like tokens or whatever. And yeah, he definitely gets his ass whooped like multiple times.
Man, we got my man Tim Talk in the house. Now I got to really put this banner down because I want to get my man Tim Talk. Tim Talk, what is up?
What up? Sorry, I've been catching Pokemon all night. Sorry, I'm a cosplayer as well.
See, you see what that man said? He said he's catching Pokemon. And I'm telling you, that is what's up. My man Tim with the Ash Ketchum. I love it, bro. Let me ask Tim real quick. Have you played Arceus?
No, I have not. I've been playing God of War, dude. I'm addicted.
On PS5?
No, I'm gonna get it eventually because like in my area, it's always sold out.
I got it on PS5.
And I work for the company. That's the problem. I don't know where these PS5s are going, but
That's dope. That's dope. So Tim, this is the popcorn. This is what is it? 3/5 popcorn in your beer podcast.
Oh my gosh.
And we were just talking about Wakanda Forever, and then we went into John Wick. I want them to, because this is the first time that you're on my show. Just introduce yourself. Tell them about your YouTube channel, because your YouTube channel is awesome anyway. Just introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I've been meaning to have you on. I just had Planet Vantex.
Planet Fanatics.
Fanatics, sorry. I always mess up his name. But no, Deshaun is an incredible guy. I love what he's doing. But I met you through Chillmonger.
Chillmonger, yeah,
awesome guy. Always does consistently posts the show on Saturdays. I love the dude. He's very chill.
Yes,
can actually have a conversation with people, and I think there needs to be more of that. So, but basically, I do like I more so my stuff is Star Wars because I look like Kylo Ren, I guess. Got a bunch of
you
there,
do.
But,
you do look like Kylo Ren. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Yeah, no, and I'll give you initial background behind that. I wasn't really happy I look like Kylo Ren because I'm not. Like, let's be fair. Sequel trilogy is not my favorite. The OG, then the prequels or whatever. But then when it comes to sequels, there's some good elements. Kylo Ren was the best character of that. And I just watched like one of the scripts that came out. Someone did a comic book like close-ups and narrative behind it. It was actually pretty excellent by Charlie Trevorrow or whatever. There's a script out there. Someone basically floated online. I was like, damn, if they would have done that, that would have been dope for the rise of Skywalker. I mean, Palpatine. You see where I stand there. Just because I look like the character, I don't really like him. My favorite Star Wars character of all time is Obi-Wan Kenobi. He had me at hello there. I know it's a little bit cheese there, but so no, Batman's my favorite character of all time as far as DC and MCU. But like, no, basically what I do on my channel, I try to cover like anything superhero. Obviously, I love that genre, but I've been trying to cover the Star Wars stuff. Bad Batch has been a little bit harder to get into. Obi-Wan was a hot mess, and like that's my favorite character of all time. And they did my man dirty, and they did my man Anakin Darth Vader dirty as well. Like they rendered him like pathetic, I would say. At the end, the fight was dope, but like if you're like when you're a Star Wars fan, you look at things through a different lens, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I guess I know a long-winded answer, but like basically I try to cover everything like modernized pop culture, and then I do cosplay. I love TikTok. I'm on there. I go to Comic Cons. So that is kind of like my life. After the pandemic happened, I was all big into sports. I was always like a jock athlete. But then when that happened, I like my inner fandom came out. I don't know why, but I like to think of it like a Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever. Like this alternate reality. That's what I call it. I was like, this was never supposed to happen. The pandemic was never supposed to happen. So I never grew my hair out until the pandemic. And then when I'd go to my online acting classes or whatever else, if people are like, you look like Adam Driver Kylo Ren, I was like, what? I would roll my eyes sometimes. And then I was like, okay, if like eventually I embraced the Force. I was like, okay, I'll just kind of roll with it and just see where it comes. And so, it's been a great journey. I've met incredible people online, like bad people and good people. But sometimes what you do is kill people with kindness, that people that hate the sequels. Like I'm with them on there, but like, people will say some mean things to me, but I just roll with it and kill them with kindness. Like, hey, I can even joke about it and we can still have a conversation about it. And that's kind of what my channel is. I want to have people that have multiple takes on Star Wars, and it's okay for us to talk about it. And that's what I do on my panels on Sundays, my more consistent shows. Obviously I cover The Boys and House of the Dragon, love those shows, but like the Star Wars is kind of like this different thing, and people like do tribalism, and I think that's wrong. I think you should be able to talk about it. Like, if you hate the sequels or love the sequels, that's okay. We should be able to break it down and talk about it. So,
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, and I feel you on that because, you know, when I first got, actually, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when Star Wars Episode 5 was on like local TV. You know what I'm saying, for the first time and stuff like that. So I mean, I love Star Wars. My favorite prequel movie is Revenge of the Sith.
yes,
That goes down as one of the
Yeah,
greatest Star Wars movies ever. Ever.
Yeah,
You know what I
agree.
mean? So I've watched all the prequels, all the sequels. I watched Obi-Wan, I watched Bad Batch, I'm watching Bad Batch now, watched all of those. So yeah, I won't say that that's my like passion as far as like when it comes to genres. Marvel, really, I mean, especially like I said, Deadpool, Black Panther, and stuff like that. That's number one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know what I mean? Most definitely,
Yes.
I will go to bat for that. And Knight Rider. If you don't go to bat for Knight Rider, I will beat you. I will find you, and me and Megatron is gonna have some fun around here because me and Megatron gonna get you. Yes, yes.
I still say the '90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the best. Overall, the newer things, like,
yes,
I don't hate them. I like Stephen Amell that played Green Arrow and Green Arrow, whatever.
Those
and
movies,
Megan
those
Fox.
movies are not good. Those movies are
Yeah,
not
yeah.
good. I like the actors.
But-
those movies are not good.
Yeah. And then like, no, I'm with you on that. And then like, I wanted to bring this up because we're all about the people are saying recast T'Challa. I was like, no, no. I love T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman is a very talented actor, and I know Chill's all on that. And
Yeah,
you know,
I want to get your take on that. What is your take on recast T'Challa? What do you think?
Yes. Well, because like, look, man, the character is bigger than the actor, and I think the time. I know they're pushing diversity, whatever. I get it. I get the fact that you should give people opportunities. I get that, but though, like, you're eliminating a great character that which was like kind of like the frontier for like well. Then again, my other side says, you know what? Why does Marvel or why does society forget that we had Blade 1 and 2? That's Marvel Universe, and we all forgot about him. And they were like, you know, making Black Panther like this like tentpole thing. I was like, dude, you know, Black Panther or like Blade kind of saved the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a way, or just like was the tentpole for it back in the time, but people weren't even realizing it. They weren't even realizing it, and then that's the problem. But then again, you got to roll it back a little bit because social media was not the same thing.
Right, it was no social media in 1998. If you think about when Blade came out, 1988, 1998, 1999. You know what I mean? Around that period of time, there was no social media. I mean, I had a two-way pager. You know what I mean?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I had two-way.
Your age, bro.
You know what I mean? So there was not. You had forums. It was right. I'm telling my age. I still remember going outside Y2K freshman year in college. Was like, I'm waiting for all hell to break loose, and nothing happened. I went right back in the house. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, his iPad died. You could come on back whenever you're ready. Just come on back.
2023 problems.
But right. When no iPad, you know what I mean. But but if you look at that, the reason why that saved Marvel at the time is because all the superhero movies that came prior to that became cheesy, stupid. I mean, let's be real. Who went to go see The Rocketeer?
Not one of me really.
See what I mean?
Like my prime example about that was bringing up like the Michael Keaton Batman films were really good. But then after that, man, no one really wanted to touch these superhero films.
Exactly.
We had the two other actors in there that were high caliber, but like they gone so cheese that no one wanted to touch them. Now every big actor wants that cash flow. They want to step into these movies, and that's what we forget. It wasn't until the like mid to late 2000, I would say late 2000s, that they were getting high caliber actors. You could say Robert Downey Jr., but no one wanted to touch him. Terrence Howard went out of his way to get him on there, but he was a high caliber actor, but he lost his clout. He lost his prestige because he fell down the hole, man. He was like a drug addict, went to prison or jail and all that.
He was really Iron Man.
Yeah, so he was Iron Man. But the thing is, like, dude, it wasn't after like the late 2000s, man, that superhero films were mainstream. They, no actor wanted to touch it. Like, there was an article about like Joaquin Phoenix was eyed for Doctor Strange. He didn't want to do it because what happens when you like commit to a role of superhero, you're always looked at that character and you can't really do stuff without. Right. Some people have broke that mold. They have like Hugh Jackman, but like you are looked at that mold. Robert Downey Jr. has not done anything great outside. The Judge bombed, horrible, bombed. But he made $75 million in the first Avengers movie,
right?
Because of the residuals.
But even when you look at, or I will give you an example of this when you bring up Robert Downey Jr. You are absolutely correct. Nobody wanted to touch Robert Downey Jr. in 2007 because of all the things that he was doing in Hollywood and being on drugs and all this stuff. All the allegations. Let's say allegations because I don't want to. There's YouTube. At the same time, once he became that character in the MCU and that Marvel Cinematic Universe skyrocketed to where it is now, he got job after job after job after job. Matter of fact, think about every major character that's not Samuel L. Jackson, because for real, Samuel L. Jackson was the name. You know what I'm saying? As far as the actors, everybody else was either I never heard of Chris Hemsworth before Thor. I knew about Robert Downey. I knew about Robert Downey Jr. from the 80s and early 90s. Jeremy Renner. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys that were still unknown, now they're household names. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, Robert Downey Jr. went from that, did Tropic Thunder, did the Sherlock Holmes features.
Yeah, that was actually, that was good. Yeah.
You see what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Chris Pratt became a superstar because of Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember, he was overweight and stuff on a
Parks and Rec.
Show, on Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Russo brothers, Parks and Rec, wrote Civil War, Chris Evans was a star, but he's literally like a megastar. You know what I'm saying? After being Captain America. And that's what I was saying about Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa. You give an actor that role, and just like with we never heard of Tom Holland. Tom Holland's an A-list actor. We didn't hear about Andrew Garfield. Only time I knew about not Andrew Garfield, but Tobey Maguire. First time I heard about Tobey Maguire was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And then he's Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man took him to the next level. Wesley Snipes was a megastar. He made Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, that's what I was saying about actors. You have to give actors the material. If you cast great actors with great writing, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have subpar writing, sometimes actors can overcome subpar writing. You know what I mean? But you have to get the right actor who's dedicated to that role. And that's why I was saying about you and Kylo Ren. Adam Driver made Kylo Ren. You see what I mean? He took that character that really nobody it has this fandom, but a lot of people don't like the sequels. But if you talk about Kylo Ren, like Kylo Ren kind of dope. I didn't like what they did with him in the Rise of Skywalker, but I like Kylo Ren. See what I mean? So it's really the actors. These actors have to get an opportunity to create these characters and make them their own. and have that passion for that character, or to never work. And I believe Robert Downey Jr. read that script with Jon Favreau and said, you know what? This guy really mirrors my real life. You know what I'm saying? I can be able to be so much. And you look at Robert Downey Jr., you look at Iron Man. Period.
Yeah. Exactly.
But even if they recast him, you can still look at another guy. If Tom Cruise, because remember, Tom Cruise is supposed to be a Multiverse of Madness, you can see Tom Cruise be like, yep, I can see him as Iron Man too.
I hope they do that, dude. I think that would be cool.
You know what I mean? So when we get into these movies, like we were talking about Harlem Nights and other movies, you know, the lives and these other type of movies, there's characters that's in those movies that might have a bit part, but they put so much of them into it. The guy that stutters on Harlem Nights.
No, like one of the things is like I'll be light about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as like controversy, we know there's controversy as far as like talking about like recasting characters, and we all know that like they said like people are like turning on MCU, right? We've heard that.
Yeah,
I don't mind strong female characters like Wanda. Wanda's fantastic. She's a good villain. She thinks she's so conflicted. Like what makes a good villain? She's so conflicted that she does what she does because she thinks she's right. Like the Joker. They're you know what I mean? What I'm saying, but like what I'm saying is that like as far as like in Phase 4, they're getting rid of all our like beloved characters. Like I realize the torch has to be passed, but like we had T'Challa, which was a great character. So now he's no longer there.
T'Challa's a different. The character T'Challa is a different case because he was supposed to be the character of T'Challa was supposed to lead through Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6. He's supposed to be one of the leaders of the Avengers. They had plans for him before Chadwick and Bob Chapek got into it over money. That's basically what happened. And that is the you know, even when they talking about the MCU, I don't have any problem because I'm a comic book collector, so I know how important She-Hulk is, Captain Marvel, Photon, Wanda, you know. And speaking of actors or actresses that have taken a role and make it their own, Elizabeth Olsen was only known for being the sister of the Olsen twins.
Exactly.
She took a character and created it in WandaVision. Amazing. Turned around in Doctor Strange. She's the standout star over Benedict Cumberbatch. Like, so
she's great.
So that's what I'm saying. You know, you can have these characters and you can have someone in those roles and make it their own. And only reason why Phase 4 is hated and loved, you know, Oscar Isaac, my guy, you know what I'm saying, did Moon Knight, amazing. But I look at She-Hulk, the writing, you know what I mean? It's because they were trying to make this thing a machine. It was really trying to make this No Limit Records from 1997 to 99. We're going to pump out content after content after content after content after content because Bob Chapek was looking at Disney Plus and saying, we got to have more content on it. I was like, dude, you're Disney. You know the plethora of content that you have just being Disney. Don't think about Marvel. Don't think about anything else that you got. You have the vault. It would have made money regardless. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why, you know, Phase 4 with the way that it went, because of that, because they were trying to pump out too much stuff and not taking its time like they did in Phase 1 through 3 and let this thing genuinely marinate the right way.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on all fronts on that because like Phase 4, like I unpopular take, but I'll kind of like marinate into that. But like, you know, as far as taking their time, they should have. Like, it became a business model. Like the things that make money are the films. The shows don't really make money. These are the things that like bring people back to watch. and you know they changed the thing of leadership last quarter. Disney lost money because streaming services aren't like charging enough. Basically, all the streaming services are going to start charging more eventually. We all see that.
I just got my notification from HBO Max.
yeah. So you gotta like watch The Last of Us now, like us as YouTubers. But what I'm saying here is that I don't think this is a popular take because I think this I know it's deemed as lesser quality, Phase 4, but I don't exactly think it's lower quality. I just think after Endgame, it's just like where do you go? And the expectation has been set so high that people nitpick the crap out of it more. Because I rewatched some of the Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, and I could nitpick the crap out of it like we do in Phase 4. I could nitpick the crap out of Avengers, like the first Avengers films on the power scaling and why Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, how did she get away from Hulk? Plot armor. Like I could be like ransack that film. There are many things that go back, but now since we've had a lot of these things that were revolutionary for the time, now people are just like, we don't know where to go from here, and so we just want to see things get better. How do you get better than Infinity War? I think Infinity War was top tier Marvel. And Winter Soldier is the best Marvel movie of all time. I think it's one of the best comic book movies of all time, with up there with The Dark Knight. I would argue the Infinity War or Winter Soldier had better action shot for shot, but like, you know, maybe The Dark Knight has better storytelling. So I kind of go back and forth, but like, so you pick and choose. It's your preference, but like, I don't know what happened. The pandemic, after the post-pandemic and stuff, like things change, but I just don't like. I think it's Phase 4 is weaker, but not much weaker because I watch these older films and they're not aging as well for me in Marvel, and people are forgetting about these problems. Like I feel like if we would look at the lens we're seeing stuff today, they would not view Phase 1, Phase 2 for Marvel. They're in that
like, right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like we're grading things harder because the expectation has been set so high. But then again,
you're right. It's expectation. Mo, Mika, what do you guys think about this?
This ain't my strong topic, so whoosh. I'm being 100. I'm gonna keep it honest.
Mo, what do you think with that whole conversation?
I mean, I agree with Tim. I think Infinity Wars is dope. Infinity Wars is definitely one of my favorites. I might even. I mean, you know what? Infinity Wars is up there with Endgame. I'm not going to jump out the window and say I like Infinity Wars more than Endgame, but Infinity Wars was dope. Winter Soldier was definitely dope. And it's just, there's always going to be these complexities and these like small issues with everything we see on screen as far as what we think is being done correctly and what we think is being done incorrectly, all the different avenues as far as like possibilities for what could have been done versus what was done. But I feel like that's always going to make for great conversation as to what we as fans think the direction that these directors and these executive producers should go in versus what they're actually putting on screen. Like it's always going to be grounds for equitable dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I know, Mika, this is not really your thing. Have you watched any Marvel in Phase 4? What have you watched in Phase 4?
Wait, you said Phase 4?
Yes. Or you don't know what that means.
He said Phase 4.
Phase 4. Have you watched any of the shows like She-Hulk or Moon
Yeah,
Knight?
I watched She-Hulk. I watched
Okay.
the first 4 episodes and then I quit.
Wait. Why did you quit?
Thank
I
you.
want to hear this.
Why did you quit?
I wanna hear it.
Because I wasn't interested in it. Like it just didn't
'Cause it's not horror.
appeal to me. Like it did. I don't know. I mean, I'm all for female superheroes and things like that. Favorite superhero is Wonder Woman. I mean, I have her all over my walls. But like it just didn't sit right. It just didn't speak to me. I also watched Miss Marvel. I watched that all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. Wasn't the greatest, but yeah. I mean, I watched some Marvel. I'm just not a comic book person. So when I say I'm not strong in it, I can't be like, yeah, so in episode 30, I mean in this comic 36, it they tied it in this show and blah 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 blah. I can't talk like that. But you asked me about one of these movies, I got you.
But on that note, y'all, I gotta get up and go to work in the morning. Dre, I appreciate you letting me pull up, brother.
No problem. I'm about to wrap this up here.
I'll definitely be tuning in, man. And if you ever need me or any of the crew to come back, you know what I'm saying, just holler at us.
Oh, most definitely.
And,
Most definitely.
As long as y'all talk about it.
All right. I'm going to be wrapping this up here in about 5 minutes. I do agree with you, Mika, that She-Hulk was a hard pill to swallow. Not even gonna lie. The writing, especially after watching The Boys and then watching She-Hulk, it was, oh my God. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you because The Boys, I mean, I don't know any other comic book show or movie that has a mix of social commentary, the most evil, the craziest thing you could ever put on television, plus comedy and comedic time. The Boys is it, and it's one of the greatest things I watch. So when I'm watching Phase 4, then I watch The Boy, I like, I like Moon Knight. Moon Knight was excellent. I like Miss Marvel. I love WandaVision. Actually, they kicked off strong. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, excellent. Loki, excellent. My expectation with She-Hulk was a little high, and it came right down to earth. But yeah, there was things in Phase 4 that were good. There was things in Phase 4 that was not so good. Thor: Love and Thunder was one of them. Wakanda Forever, and that's because of the plot of the movie. People don't like Eternals, but I think Eternals was a foundation for the MCU itself. That's going to tell more. There's going to open up a Pandora's box of goodies that the MCU is going to do. So I think it was it's hit and misses, and kind of like what you said, Tim. I could go back to people didn't like Age of Ultron. People hated for real. People did not like Age of Ultron for real when it came, and I was like, this thing sucks. And now everybody like, oh, Age of Ultron wasn't that bad. Do you know what I mean? So it's everybody, with what they feel at the time. So
yeah, it's like some things age like a little bit better over time. Like Age of Ultron aged a little bit better for me. Like I understand like the Sokovia stuff and kind of what's going on, but it's definitely one of the weaker MCU films. But it just like I wish people would like more so like would acknowledge that, like the people that are like gatekeeping online as far as like in MCU or Star Wars stuff. It's like, do you realize some of these films are not aging as well. Some do age well, but like we pick and kind of choose. Like this is the biggest debacle, right? Online is because like something could be like not as good, but it's more entertaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. But if something's like better writing, but it's not as entertaining, you see what I'm saying? Like you could like a film that's not written as well, but it's more entertaining and has good moments, rather than a film that's less entertaining but has better writing.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
So my contrast on that is if you, my next big video, I'm going to start doing more short form videos or longer form videos, edited videos. Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars, because I have a hot take on that, because I think Lord of the Rings is objectively better than Star Wars, the original trilogy. I know it's hot take, so I think that's going to get a lot of views.
Oh, you got to put that in the title. Title.
So no, because like Lord of the Rings won a lot of awards, but then again, people could bring up the argument that the Oscars ceremony, the Oscars have been kind of like been defensive towards Star Wars stuff, right? The OG trilogy. They won for or got nominated for sound, the John Williams score, but like they didn't get nominated for everything else. But when Lord of the Rings came out, they swept the Oscars. They won 10 or 11 awards. But then again, you can also bring up an argument about superhero films, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we saw The Dark Knight, as far as Heath Ledger was the first actor to win for a superhero film supporting, but people, but people can argue oh no, that's just because he died. So there's always going to be that thing. But then Angela Bassett was nominated for supporting for a Marvel movie. So I think Marvel and DC and superhero films are stepping up to a level of pun intended, super quality, right? I think they're getting good. I would say Winter Soldier was way up there. I think Infinity War was way up there, and a lot of people were talking about Robert Downey Jr. being nominated for an Oscar for his just overall performance of the stuff. So I think that's a conversation to be had. So I don't know my real point about that, but just bringing awareness to the fact that these superhero films are stepping up to the plate. The scores are fantastic. If you look at Man of Steel, the Hans Zimmer score, fantastic. But I know it's divisive. I love Man of Steel. So, but we'll roll back, man. Sorry, Dre. Can't you there, dude?
Nah, you all right, man. You all right. I'm just going to say before I wrap up this live stream, because we're literally almost me and Mika's and the other guys are literally 4 hours.
God,
yeah.
Yes.
Yes. A matter of fact, yeah, we're going on almost 4 hour mark. So I would just say I would just say this before I go and before I let you guys go, is that just like your movies, I know Mika and her crew always talk about her and the horror movies, and I don't watch a lot of horror movies. I haven't watched The Conjuring and all of that stuff. Devil's Rejects is one of my favorites, though. You know what I'm saying? And so I could be able to, feel, even though I'm not into that genre, I know that there's certain things that I like, and I know there's certain things that I like from DC. There's certain things that I like from Marvel. Just like what you like, and just be courteous of what everybody else thinks. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I think, man. Just like what you like. If you like a genre, if you like a movie that's obscure, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. There's always fans of Super Mario Brothers 1993. So it's like Kylo Ren in Ash cosplay. Yes. So I haven't watched any good horror movies. Well, I just watched Thin Line Between Love and Hate. So that's a good horror movie.
Dang well they ain't a horror movie. We can debate it.
Horror. We'll do it next time on this episode of Dragon Ball Z Kai. So I am getting ready to get out of here. I thank you guys for hanging with me today. Go ahead and shout out your socials. I meant for him, Mo and what's his name, to shout out their socials.
Duke.
But, yeah, Mo and Duke. But shout out your socials, how they can get in contact with you.
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. That's So Mika G.
And Tim?
Yeah, real quick, are you guys watching Bad Batch?
I am watching Bad Batch, and I'm watching The Last of Us, because I'm doing my videos on The Last of Us.
Okay.
So I'm watching The Last of
But I am
Us.
watching Bad Batch.
I think I'm gonna start covering that. It seems like I've heard really good things. So I'm gonna start covering that. But Dre and I think I've been doing my shows on Sundays at 7:35 p.m. ET. Check them out. We've been covering the Bad Batch. I know Mando's gonna be the big talk or whatever. So we're
Yeah, I
probably
need to watch that.
Yeah, we're gonna end up like doing like on Sundays. It's gonna be good, like a Star Wars talk show. But Dre, I want to have you on, and Mecca, if you're watching Bad Batch, I'm always looking for new guests. I had Deshaun, Mika, sorry, I said Mecca. But like I had Deshaun on last week, and my buddy Gilbert. It was a pretty good group of guests or whatever. We had a good time talking about it. But hopefully the next episode's not a filler. But episode 3 was a banger. Episode 4 was filler. But anyways, check me out on Tim Possible Official on Instagram and on TikTok. I hang out with my relos because they're weird, but hit me up though. And we also are on Twitter on Tim Possible FC because they don't allow that many characters. Can't put official. But thanks for having me on, Dre Mac. No, it was a pleasure, man. I would love to talk more Star Wars with you. And there's some big films coming out this year.
Yes.
Secret Wars. We got Ant-Man coming out, and Aquaman. There's a lot of, I don't know, man. I'm cautiously optimistic about this year. So, anyways, thanks for having me on. Love you 3000. So.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being on. And you guys are going to go to the back room, and I'm going to close this out. You already know who it is, man. It's your man, Dre Mac. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me on the live stream. This is an impromptu live stream. Today, hanging out with Popcorn in Your Beard, hanging with Tim Possible. And make sure that you like it and sharing not only this show, but their show also. If you like the content that you see here, make sure you just head on to their channel. I will put a link to each of their channels in my description of this video, but you already know I got to get up out of here. Lord, peace and fire. Good Lord, well, I don't know what I was doing. If you came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking around for the entirety of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you want to get a little more personal with me, hit me up on my Instagram, hit me up on Twitter, or any of the social medias that you see below you. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher.